First-time homeowners, it has just become easier to purchase a house here in the state of Florida, and I'm going to tell you why. First, this was established with the Hometown Heroes. Hometown Heroes being the actual police, firemen, teachers. They wanted to give back to the first responders and the important people in the community that were actually working and every day out there helping the community. This was their way of saying thank you. Now they have extended this program. You not only have to be a fireman or a police officer or school teacher, they have allocated a fund of $100 million. $100 million towards this Hometown Heroes program. Okay, this started a few months ago. Now, we're down to 60 million already in this program. Okay, I foresee that it's going to go on for a long time because they allocated for this to go on through the year of 2023, beyond till 2024. Okay, I do suggest that if you're interested in the program, you need to go ahead and look at the stipulations of it and go ahead and figure out whether this works for you or if this is an appropriate time for you to purchase a house. First things first, this is a loan. Okay, so what comes with a loan? A repayment. Okay, I don't want anyone to get the assumption that they are actually getting this money and there's no repayment. Okay, it is a secondary mortgage. Okay, secondary mortgage. So what happens is it's either $35,000 towards your down payment and closing, or 5% of the actual purchase of the home. Okay, you need to establish if this will work for you. Okay, now the loan itself does not have to be repaid right away. Okay, so what happens is throughout the term of your mortgage, if you satisfy your first mortgage, at that point you're going to have to repay the amount that you're actually loaned during the time that you purchased the house. Okay, now, so what does that mean? That means that you can actually purchase the house, have your mortgage, just concentrate and figure out how you're going to pay your mortgage and your daily bills, and not worry about this money that has been allocated to you. Okay, but however, if you determine that you don't want to live in the house anymore when you sell the house, now this is going to satisfy that first mortgage, which is going to put you in place to pay off that first mortgage and that second mortgage that was taken out during the loan period time. Okay, another thing to consider is that if you are going to refinance your home, this also takes your first mortgage and dissolves it. So it looks to the bank at that point that you need to go ahead and repay back that loan amount, because now you have absorbed the first mortgage. So anytime you go ahead and absorb that first mortgage, it's going to put you in a position where you have to pay back that down payment that you actually received towards your closing and down payment at that time. Okay, so if you're living in a house full time, which if you purchase this house, you're going to have to live in the house for approximately two years before you try to sell the home. Okay, you cannot go under most of these programs and just move in and move right out. Okay, or use it as an investment property, because there are stipulations by most of these organizations that are actually lending this money to you, as far as even FHA. I do want you to know that, like I said, there are stipulations. So first thing, you're being a first-time home buyer, right? You need to live in that property for approximately about 2 years. Now, if you have not purchased a house within the last 3 years, this will make you eligible, okay, under this program. If your income is under $128,000 a year, this also puts you in the place where you can actually take advantage of this loan. But if you're making over $128,000 a year, you're not going to be considered under this program. Okay. But wait a minute, Mr. Realtor. What about my credit score? What kind of credit score do I need? I thought you would never ask. Number one, if you're taking out an FHA loan, FHA does require that you have a credit score of a minimum of 580. 580, yes, you heard me correctly, 580. Under the Hometown Heroes program, if you're going under that program, you're going to have a credit score of 640. 640 is where you need to be at for Hometown Heroes. For FHA, you need to have a 580. The Hometown Heroes is not the only program out there, okay? Here in the state of Florida, different counties do different things. You may live in Lee County, Collier County. They have different stipulations, okay? They have different programs going on. There's a program where you can actually live in your house for at least 5 years under a conventional loan, and there's no repayment of that loan, okay? But this is only for that conventional loan only, okay? I may be getting a little bit off topic with the Hometown Home Heroes because most people are looking at that because that's pushed out there for people to take advantage of right now, okay? Since they open it up to everyone, they're looking for people to take advantage of it, okay? Now, there are, again, other programs that you can actually go under conventional loans, under FHA, under VA loans. There are home renovation loans out there, 203K loans that you can utilize, okay? So you need to know where you can take best advantage of these loans and what works best for you. Now, the way you're going to be able to do that is to sit down with an expert who knows what the stipulations are and what you need to do in order to qualify for these loans, okay? You have to have, and under the Hometown Heroes, you have to be working at least 35 hours a week, okay, to be considered. Again, you need to be working at 35 hours a week. You need to be under $128,000 a year in income, okay? You need to not have purchased a house within the last 3 years or you will not be considered, okay? These guidelines are things that can work for you. It may not work for you depending on if those things are in your future. If you're in that realm where you can actually be considered, okay? You do have to sit down with a lender or a bank and figure out what works for you, okay? I'm gonna say to you, I'm not biased, but a lot of times the lenders will work with you. Banks are more strict on most of their things that they do and most of the things that they consider for their institution. So that's something else that you need to think about also, okay? You may get a little bit more one-on-one help with a lender as opposed to a big bank institution, okay? Now, if you're interested in purchasing a home here in the state of Florida, again, just reach out to me. I'll give you all the information that you need to know. If you have any questions, it's basically just a one-on-one advice that I'm going to give to you. If you have questions about the different loans here, I'm going to actually put a couple of the different loans that I actually made my slides off of from doing a few presentations. So you can look at those slides. Again, this video is specifically about Hometown Heroes program. I'm basically bringing you this information because I want you to take advantage of it, okay? Like I told you before, we had $100 million allocated for this program, and it's down to 60 million now. So if it's something that may interest you, go ahead and take advantage of it. Just know what you're getting into when you actually apply for this. Know all the procedures, and again, like I said, you need to get educated on it so that you know everything. So when you go in, you can pretty much have everything set aside because they're going to be looking for specific things from you. Number one is the property, the type of property you can you can purchase. You can purchase a one dwelling, okay? You can purchase a 2 to 4 unit property. 2 to 4 unit property, okay? Manufactured housing and condos. You can actually use those as your stepping stones to get into a new home as a first-time homeowner, okay? Again, I went over the credit score, but that, again, for the Hometown Heroes, that minimum FICO of 640 has to be met, okay? A minimum of 640, okay? This is, and again, county by county are going to do things differently, okay? So if you live in Lee County, or you live in LaBelle, you live in Charlotte County, you live in Punta Gorda, you're going to have to know what goes on in that county, okay? So keep it in mind also. Keep this in mind. If you have purchased a house within the last 3 years, you're not going to be eligible, okay? You're not going to be eligible as a first-time home owner. So keep these little things basically in your back pocket so that you know these things. So if you want to go ahead and pursue these things, you can pursue one of these loans. You know exactly what you're getting, okay? Like I said, I put a couple of slides in there, but I need you to basically choose correctly of what fits your criteria, okay? I like to see people get good advice and not just have bad advice and go running off with stuff that they see on the internet. So get with an expert, figure out what you need to do, figure if it works for you. I'm going to point out to you, yes, the interest rates are pretty high right now. Everybody knows about the interest rates, okay? Interest rates are not at historically high at this point. Why? Because we have seen interest rates in the double digits, okay? These single digit mortgage rates are nothing compared to the double digit mortgage rates we have seen in the past. So if that's a fear that you're thinking about, I mean, that's a conversation you can actually talk with an expert about too, because there are resolutions to most everything. There's resolutions to it, whether it be homeowner financing, okay, whether it be you refinancing, okay. You can refinance your home once these mortgage rates drop down to a rate that you can take advantage of lowering your mortgage payment, okay. So just know that a lot of people are not going to tell you that. You do not have to sit at that. If you're not married to that mortgage rate that you go in with, okay. There's always a way to refinance and get yourself out of that mortgage rate if you feel that you want to, move on to a lower mortgage rate, okay. So again, reach out to me. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you to let you know exactly what you need to know, okay? If I don't have the answer, what do I say? I'll find it out. I'll find out what the answer is, okay? So, again, all of my information is always in the description. You can go ahead, take a look at it, get in touch with me via email, via landline. Let me know whatever works for you, okay? I hope that this helped you out, okay? I hope that it brought you a little bit more knowledge, about the situation than you came in here with. So, have a good day, and I shall speak to you soon.